We welcome in for the final show of 2019, Dawn Pannell.
Yes.
And good morning, Dawn. How are you?
Morning.
Merry Christmas. Good
Merry
to see
Christmas.
you.
Yes.
Have you had a chance to be out and about in the community, see all the good stuff?
Wonderful things going on. Yeah, that maze is phenomenal.
Yeah. I got lost in that a couple times.
Yeah, that pretty cool. They did an awesome job this
And the
year.
inside of Olson's there with the maker space and that kind of farmer's market feel with the trees and stuff.
It's awesome.
It'd be so cool if they kept that somehow going.
I hope they do.
With something year round.
Figure out something.
It's so much fun in there.
Yeah, and then the downtown trees look phenomenal.
Yeah.
I just love those.
I was looking at some old memories from different parades that we've done and how the lights have really, remember it used to be like one strand of white lights that they try to get from the bottom of the tree to the top.
Right. Of course, those trees have gotten quite a bit bigger.
They certainly have.
They certainly
have. You got some places to talk to us a little bit about.
Yeah, we haven't talked about listings for a while, so I thought the end of the year might be a good time to kind of see what's still out there. So I have a couple of vacant land listings. Those still tend to be a bit of a challenge. They tend to stay on the market longer than house would.
Yep.
But I have one really nice one out on Harstein Island. It's little over 9 acres. So it's got lots of possibilities. You could put a house in the middle of it and have all kinds of buffer around. And it's got an easement access, which a lot of them do out there, but the easement is all recorded and everything, so you drive up a common driveway to get to it, and it's kind of back behind. It's actually 3 lots together, so they're selling it for $129. They've done some clearing, but there's still obviously more clearing that would need to be done. But I think it's got lots of possibilities. It's kind of up on a little bit of a hill, and so you can go out and take a look at that. And the advantage of vacant land is you can kind of just drive out there and take a look around, see what you can
use your imagination.
Use your imagination.
So explain to us again what an easement is and how that works with the adjoining landowners. Or
it's kind of a jointly owned strip.
Okay.
And it's usually for ingress and egress, but they can be for utilities, they can be for all kinds of different things, but it needs to be spelled out in the easement language that's filed with the county, and so it gives specific dimensions and where it starts and where it stops and that kind of thing. But you can't landlock a property. There has to be some way to get to it.
So if there is a lot. There is a main road. We'll just pretend out here. There's CODA.
Yeah. Then
there's the radio station. If there was a piece of land behind the radio station, somehow we would have to give access to that behind.
Yeah. And so it's an agreement between the owner of the land that is next to the road and the owner of the land that needs behind.
The road.
Yeah.
Well, how does that work? Does that take away any of the acreage or size of your lot? Is there a property tax reduction on that strip? And what happens if you and the neighbor get into a fight?
Well, I don't, and that's why they recommend that it's recorded, so that it's a legal document that says, and usually that spells out too who's responsible for maintaining it. Whether you share that cost. A lot of times it's whatever needs to be done, they just divide the cost between, and sometimes it can be an easement for 5 or 6 properties, that share the same driveway. So it's, and as far as taxes, I don't know. That's I haven't done any research on that.
I would imagine on an easement you don't want to put anything like a well or something anything too important. If you just have like shrubs or like an area like a green area or something, it's probably not that big of a controversy, right?
Well, and usually since it is for ingress and egress, it should be clear, and it usually is some kind of a driveway,
So it would be up to the main holder on whether or not they want to have it dirt or they can talk with the other person and say, let's get some rocks in here.
Exactly. Yeah.
Are fences considered, or no, like fence lines? That's not the same thing, huh?
No, not the same thing.
Okay.
No, that's this is an actual legal document that's recorded that says, okay, this person back here has the access into this property. And a lot of times they're not recorded, so you run into that where it's just sort of an informal agreement between two neighbors, and that's where you run into if somebody has a fight, and puts a gate across it or something. I've seen that happen.
Or the next owners of the next house maybe not being so agreeable.
Right, or they build a garage over the top of it or something like that. Yeah, so that can happen. So, but this one, the easement is all recorded and it's all drawn out and specified and everything. So it's a pretty nice place. And then the other one I have is up off of Ward. It's in Ward Road. It's inside the city. This is a very challenging one. It also has an easement, but the easement is all overgrown, and you have to kind of hike through the brush to get to it. But it's completely surrounded by other properties, so it's almost an acre of land up there. You would need to. There's some requirements within the city as far as developing it and that kind of thing. So you'd have to check with the city to find out you do your due diligence there. But it's pretty once you get back there. It's a challenge getting back there, but once you get there, it's pretty nice. So and that was listed for $32,000. So that's for almost an acre. That's not too bad.
That's not too bad. Yeah.
So this next one is a house, and it is we always say that a lot of times listings are unique. This one truly is unique. It's out on Leeds Road, which is up on Hammersley Inlet. So it's got waterfront, actually low bank waterfront. It's 3.5 acres.
Yeah, I've been looking at this house since I think either the last time or the time before that. This place is awesome.
It's incredible. It's just but it is truly unique. It's got an indoor swimming pool. It's got you come into the bottom of it and it's got like a big open kind of party room with a big fireplace and drive-through garage, which is kind of cool. Yeah, and also within a separate little garage area too.
One of the garage pictures I'm looking at here has got massive cabinetry.
Yes, the whole thing is cabinets, and they're all labeled and everything. It's incredible.
And then is this a shellfish cleaning station that I see?
It's an outside kitchen. Actually, it's indoor outside kitchen. It's a full, stoves, refrigerators, everything.
I see. So where the thermometer picture is, that's outside.
Yeah. And then outside there, you could probably fit 100 people in this outdoor dining area.
What's the link to this? Is this from Dawn's?
Let's see.
Facebook,
I'll send you a quick message.
This is it's actually Christie's listing. So, but it is phenomenal. And then it's got this massive front yard that rolls down to the water. And this, we talked, I had a listing one time not too long ago that had geothermal heating. This one does as well.
Wow,
isn't that unique?
Yeah.
I mean, it's basically from where you walk out of your, so the front door faces the water. Yeah. Is that what we're looking at?
Yeah.
So you get out your front door, and from your front door to the water, it's like either it's more than a football field, but it looks like it would be a par 3.
Yeah. Right.
Maybe a par 4 golf.
And it's pretty flat.
Yeah.
And it's phenomenal. And then you look out onto the water, and then your actual living space is upstairs. And the only drawback is that it's only 2 bedrooms. But for somebody that wants to do that, but the finishes are incredible.
That blue bathroom is something else.
And the huge walk-in closets, and it's and the kitchen it's got an island the size of most kitchens.
Yeah,
that's incredible.
Yeah, it really. And then the indoor swimming pool is and that's basically why they put in the geothermal heating. They were running into huge electric bills.
Sure.
And so now their electric bills have been cut like in fourths.
You know what I like about this property is I look at the surrounding. There is the next house over. If you're looking at the house from the front door to the water to the right, is down at the end of the lot.
Right.
And the house on the left is down a bit on the lot. So it's not like you feel
pretty secluded, and 3.5 acres on the water is practically unheard of.
And it's a straight kind of stretch. It's not you're not in the middle of a 3.5 acre circle.
Right. It's a straight.
It's a straight one.
Yeah. It's really cool. And so they've got that listed for $799, which is up there, but for waterfront, and for that much acreage,
reasonable to me.
That much acreage on waterfront. Yeah, I think it's a great place.
In-laws are looking. They texted us yesterday that they're officially putting their house on the market in California.
Okay.
In February, I think.
Okay,
And
okay.
gosh,
Listen,
everything's relative too. You sell a house in California,
Drive-through RV garage, too.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
This would be
Well,
$4
yeah,
million in
Oh
the
yeah,
area.
at
5
least
million.
if you could even find it. If you could
You
even
couldn't find it, yeah.
Yeah. It's and like I say, we always talk about things being unique. This one truly is. I've
It
never
is
seen another
beautiful.
place like it.
No.
It's really cool.
That's cool.
And then you look at the mechanicals area and it looks like a spaceship because with all of the geothermal stuff.
Sure.
But yeah,
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's very cool. It's very cool. And so the last one I wanted to just share real quickly is a commercial listing, and we don't get those very often. But this is right downtown. It's actually, you've probably driven by it a million times. It's the old Treasures bookstore. So
Okay.
it's in that right on Railroad. It's 2,400 square feet of retail space, and it's also got, which is pretty phenomenal, an upstairs apartment, which is currently rented and has been rented ever since they redid it up there for like $1,100 a month. So you could pretty much pay your payment on the building by what you bring in from the apartment. And the apartment's got a separate entrance from the alley back behind, and it goes up, and it's a 2-bedroom 1-bath, I believe, apartment.
Sure.
But it's so, like I say, it's always been rented, and the retail space is actually way bigger than you'd think by looking at the front, because it goes all the way back, and it's got some separate rooms that you could partition out if you wanted to or not. So it's listed currently for $215. So. Pretty good deal for downtown retail space.
Yeah.
Especially with an apartment above it.
So does a person, and you may not be able to answer this, but does a person who wants to have a business buy this place, or does a person buy this place in hopes of finding a renter for a business?
It depends. I mean, the current owner rented it.
To Treasures.
To Treasures, yeah. It just depends on what your circumstances are.
Okay.
And then there's also the possibility of, if you have a business that you want to run and you live upstairs, you live over the shop, basically, which is what a lot of people did back in the day, but not so much anymore. But it's unusual that you even have that option. So you could either live there yourself or rent it to somebody and have that income help pay for your mortgage on the building.
Well, Dawn, how do people get in touch with you?
They can call me at 360-490-4493 or come and see me on the corner of 3rd and Railroad. And I would love to sit down and talk with you about either buying or selling or any other retail matters that I can help with. Would love to meet with you.
So Dawn has been doing riveting radio real estate now for upwards of 7. Did we figure out
6 or 7
years?
Yeah.
Every other Friday for the last 7 years, she's been coming and regaling us with the stories of the wonderful
being riveting
opportunities for real estate in Mason County. And this will be your final Riveting Radio real estate.
It is. It's kind of a sad thing. I've enjoyed it immensely, and I talk to people on the street all the time that say, "Oh, I heard you on the radio."
That's good.
And I know that it's been responsible for several leads. So
and I'm glad for that. And before you, Christy did the show for many years.
Right.
So we're not going to be losing the Riveting Radio real estate feature, but I think perhaps get some of the other agents in here.
Right. The plan now, I think, is to kind of rotate it through the different, and get a fresh outlook and fresh ideas and fresh topics and that kind of thing.
Well,
I think it'll be a good thing. But
you do so much for not only John L. Scott, but for the community at large, and with your other interests with Kiwanis and things like that. So, and then your previous time on the city commission at that time.
Back when it was a commission.
Council.
Don't call it a council.
So we do appreciate you, and always have a good smile on your face, and a great way to wrap up the end of the decade.
Yes. So it's time to turn the mantle over to somebody else, but I will still definitely be around.
Good.
So come and see me, and if you need a dose of riveting, I'd be happy to do that for you.
and we know that you are. So, Dawn,
Thanks
have
so
a great
much,
rest of the day, great weekend. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you.
And we will definitely see you around for sure.